Well, that was fun. Chelsea have just lost the FA Cup final. I'm devastated. See you later, Adam. Cheers.
So you got it.
I'm devastated. The only thing to cheer me up is that I'm joined by the one and only. This is a landmark moment, both for Dave and for me. I've wanted Mr. Blue Van Man on this channel for ages. Something good has come from today.
Jamie Vardy's having a party.
There he is, Mr. McKenna.
Good to see you guys.
Right.
Dave, congratulations
Thank
firstly. Yeah, well done. It's a huge moment. First one in your history. Everyone's getting in. Look, Adam McCullough just wants to be in. Everyone likes to.
Jamie Vardy's
There we
having
go.
a party.
There we go. There it comes. Huge, man. Congratulations.
I know it's. I can't say I think it was surprising. I came in and I weren't underconfident. I just took it in my stride, and I think we've done well. I think we had a game plan and we've stuck to it, and you know.
Obviously, I've made my feelings clear about Brendan Rodgers. You've taken umbrage with some of that. Your support of him was validated today. He got it right, didn't he?
I think he has got it right. I think he's I've said this before on my channel thing that he's building. He's taking his time. He knows what he wants. It isn't a race for him. He's building steadily. He's getting rid of what he don't want, and he's just dragging in new players. We've already got some new signings. I can't remember the names, but you know, he's building.
It is looking good. How significant is this for Leicester?
This is massive. This is massive just for not just for the club, but the surrounding area. It's brought a new lease of life to the actual city, and just to go back onto the football, this is going to make players want to join Leicester. You know, we're going to.
Silverware is a huge attraction, no doubt.
And hopefully, if we, you know, with all due respect, mate, hopefully we'll get top four, and that'll attract players as well.
That's interesting. What sort of impact do you think today's cup win is going to have on your aspirations for top four? And obviously our match on Tuesday night. Oh, I'm so sick of Leicester. Oh my God.
I know, this is it, isn't it? I still want top four, and I think we'll still get it. I don't know. I mean, you say it's in Liverpool's hands. Liverpool have still got to win the games. We're in the driving seat.
Liverpool will win their games though. Liverpool got very easy fixtures. They've hit form at the right time.
Yeah, but these teams that are going to play, they're going to want to ruin the party for Liverpool.
Maybe. But I think that our approach, both me as a Chelsea fan, you as a Leicester fan, our approach has to be Liverpool win 3.
Yeah.
So do you think you'll win on Tuesday now off the back of that? Hopefully you're celebrating until then.
Well, hopefully we will be celebrating, but you know what, mate? I think we might just be like a 1-1 draw or something.
Which does...
Nothing, really.
No, it does nothing.
Nothing for you?
No, it'd be bad for us,
yeah.
It'd be bad.
It all depends how you lads are going to recover more than us. I think we'll be on a high, and I think we'll probably still want to go and do you again.
What do you think the impact of this? So a cup win, first ever FA Cup win, got rid of the hoodoo, the 4 defeats in the cup final. Next year, we were talking on the kickoff just now, and you mentioned that you think Leicester could genuinely launch a serious bid for the title next year.
Yeah.
This only adds fuel to that kind of theory,
I
doesn't
think,
it?
you know, I mean, you know, people will laugh at me. People will just, you know, the owners have got plans for this club. We've just had an £80 million training ground. We're having the ground extended. Leicester have got a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know, I think they're something like the 6th or 7th richest in the Premier League. You know, the pandemic has ruined them a bit because their main income was through duty free. But, you know, they've got money. We're not going to mess about.
Dave, oh dear, I've just seen a thumbnail of you looking incredibly happy and me looking incredibly sad. No, not fat.
I am
beautiful.
Fat.
Dave, thank you so much for coming on this channel.
That's all right,
really
thank
do
you.
appreciate it. I'm now going to go and say hello to Lawrence McKenna. You know you want his thoughts on this.
Hi.
I'm so devastated with that. I think that the FA Cup... It's all right, Lawrence, I'll come to you. Oh, we go over... I'm so devastated with that. Mr. McKenna, let me bring you up.
I'm absolutely devoed, mate. Yeah, devoed. I'll do that. And then, yeah.
What do you think of the significance of this cup final defeat for Chelsea and Leicester going forward?
So, I do genuinely think that Tuchel will probably give... You're right there, mate.
Yeah, we'll just move this that way because of the light.
I do think that Tuchel will probably give Klopp a call after this. Old friends, took over from him in a couple of different places.
Fine, yeah.
Mainz and Dortmund. I don't think he was directly after him at Mainz, but I can't remember.
Why do you think you give him a call?
Klopp is the recovery manager. He loses a final and he knows how to not make it get into the players' minds. He knows how to motivate people after that. And whilst they are different guys and they are very different characters, I'd definitely say, I think he's probably looking for every last, should we say, technique to get the best out of these guys, because their confidence after losing to Leicester will be low. But I think the main thing he needs to concentrate on is tactically this season so much more, and finding out what you can exploit in the opposition's system has almost been so much more important than in other seasons.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have done that with Man City.
Did you expect more from Chelsea today, though? Should
Absolutely.
Tuchel have exploited, like Johnny Evans went off, for example? Should Chelsea have been able to make that count?
So, yes, but the reality is we don't know what's going on in those dressing rooms. We don't know what they're speaking about. We don't know kind of mentally how those players are 100%. We can guess. We can take some educated guesses. But the fact is, you, Mikola, and I all disagree or have different views on what the narrative arc is after this. Mikola thinks you've got to win, you got to lose and then to go on to win. You think winning breeds winning, and I think you can do it either way, where basically this can either be used as positive or negative.
Yeah, Adam seems to think that Chelsea losing a cup final here could be beneficial to winning a cup final in Porto.
And I get that.
I just can't even understand that theory, man.
I understand it. I think it's also that if the players, I also think you could also say, well, the players are playing with half an eye on the Champions League final already, thinking, well, if we don't win this, we'll win the Champions League final. Like, there's so many different aspects to it. And at the same time, I also just think this Leicester team, they today, I think they thought they went out there with an element of belief that I'm not sure that I saw in that Chelsea team. Yeah. And it was disappointing because the front line just looked very beige. There wasn't much, it didn't feel like there was much structure to it. Your best chance came from Chilwell.
Yeah, we didn't ask any questions. And I think Thomas Tuchel's obviously done incredibly well since he's landed at Chelsea. Yeah. Elevated the entire club. Absolutely. Taken us to finals that we didn't think we would get. But it's so disappointing today. There was nothing from Chelsea. There was no fire. There was no anger. There was no desperation.
I think you will see that in the Champions League final. And I'm wondering now what you're going to see on Tuesday, because that's a huge game for both of you. Whoever loses that is in a difficult position. Hey, Liverpool might lose on Sunday, and that could change the whole face of that game. Where it's like, look, we're both in the top four here. Who cares? But the fact is that Tuesday will be there are a couple of little bits, a couple of little niggles in there where it was like Jamie Vardy getting pushed over by James.
Yeah.
Those kind of things. These guys are going to be a bit angry about it.
Yeah, but you want that, don't you? Like that.
Absolutely. But what I'm saying is,
right?
Yeah, you don't want to get into a slobber knocker where it's like what you want with Tuchel is just neutralise and then go out and then win there. You don't want to get into this back and forth because the fact is, if your team gets into trading with Man City, then you're in trouble. You can't divert from that. And all these games now in the Premier League are building up to that Champions League final, where really it's going to be a lot about self-control, a lot about discipline.
Which is Tuchel, right? Great. So a defeat today in the worst possible circumstances at Wembley in an FA Cup final. Mm-hmm. Two questions for you before we wrap this up. Do Chelsea qualify for the Champions League via the league? Do you make top four?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. What bearing does today have on the Champions League final?
I think I'd be stupid to say, but I don't think you can measure that from the outside of the club. You can tell yourself whatever stories you want. You can read articles where people go, they'll use this. You can also read articles where they go, it'll change him. I'd imagine there's some sort of history there with what Tuchel's done in the past. I'd be interested to see what he did with PSG last season. I personally think that with Tuchel being so fresh and having so little history at the club, this is his opportunity to use a technique that maybe, the players might have been wise to before. He's got all his tricks still up his sleeve. This is his first season. If he's not got enough tricks or mental reframings as a manager from this point, then he's not a top-end manager. We know he is.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't think we'll see the same approach against Man City in the final. Clearly we won't, because you are not the better team. The reality is you're not the better side. Right. And it's not, whilst you want to paint it as close or because you want to be respectful, because the fact is this is the best team in Europe. But at the same time, he's had their number on the system a couple of times.
Yeah, I've seen him twice in a row now. Yeah.
There's also something about playing up that I imagine this Chelsea team will really like right now. They've been the underdog for quite a while. So to not be that in this final, I think messes with them a bit. Yeah. There's so many different narratives from this. There are going to be people who want to paint it one way, paint it the other. I think it's bizarre that we think we know what's going on in those players' heads, and also that we can say that everyone in that squad has got the same mentality. I just don't see it happening.
We'll soon find out. Loz, always an honour. Thank you.
Appreciate
so much.
you.
Thank you for watching. I'm so dejected, so gutted with that. Anyway, thank you for watching.
Yeah, a little bit.